Alright guys, what's going on? It's your boy Brap Genius back at it again with another video. Today I'm going to be hitting you guys with a little bit of a story time. So this is going to be the story about how I convinced my mom that I bought a GSXR 100, even though this is a GSXR 1000. Before I got this bike, I started out on a 2009 Kawasaki Ninja 650R, which when I got it, my parents were not exactly happy. You know, they knew I was going to do it. We had mutual respect in my family where, you know, I always was a good kid, didn't get in trouble, got good grades and everything. So when I told them I wanted a motorcycle, they're like, well, you know, we don't like the idea of it, but you're an adult, you can make your own choices. You know, we're going to respect that decision. Now, when I got it, I think they think that that bike was a lot faster than what it was. Don't get me wrong, the 650R is it's a quick bike, but it's nowhere near as fast as this thing is. Now, they were definitely not happy about that bike to begin with. You know, they heard it, it didn't sound as fast as this thing sounds when you hear the exhaust. You know, an inline 4 compared to a parallel twin, it's a pretty big difference. You know, but it's just the way it looked really fast. So my dad didn't say a word for the first week I had it, and then the road down the street from where I actually lived was closed down because they were doing construction for literally like 6 months. So I mentioned that to my parents, you know, right after I got the bike, like I said, about a week after. And I'm like, yeah, you know, it's a good thing they closed this road down. Now I can go and get some good practice on the bike. And my dad's reaction is, oh yeah, speaking of, what the hell is that death trap you got in my garage? I thought you were going to get something slow. So I pretty much told him, you know, the slowest thing I could have got was a 250, but I bought a 650, and this isn't a sport bike, it's a sport touring bike, so it wasn't as fast. So, like I said, they weren't happy with it, but, you know, they respected that I was an adult, I could make my own decisions, and they knew I'd be smart enough to handle myself on the bike. I wouldn't be stupid with the power or anything like that. I would respect the bike. So now we're all caught up on that. A couple months go by, you know, that bike was a great first bike, but I outgrew it pretty quickly. So after enough time, I was like, I need something else, and I just wanted a sport bike. I wasn't specifically looking to get this GSXR 1000. I was looking in general. I was looking at a 2007 Kawasaki Ninja ZXXR, and a lot of people don't like the way those look. I love it. Especially the red ones, man, they just look so fresh. So I was pretty set on that. But in general, I've been a huge motorcycle fan for pretty much my whole life. So I'm always watching videos, and I saw so many videos about this 2005 GSXR 1000 and how it's one of the hottest bikes, one of the best used bikes you could ever buy. And it's considered to be one of the best motorcycles ever made, especially when it comes to the sport bike class. So I was looking around on Craigslist, and, you know, I found this bike. Long story short, I ended up getting it, right? So my mom knew I sold my Ninja 650R, and she knew I was going to get something else. And so I came home with this, and she's like, what is that? What did you get? And I'm like, don't worry, Mom. I'm like, it's not that serious of a bike. This is a GSXR 100. She's like, oh, wasn't your last bike a 650? I'm like, yeah, it was. This is a 100. Basically, it sounds better. I just didn't like the way the other one sounds, so I figured this would be a better bike. And the reason I did that is my mom, she stresses way too much about me and my safety. You know, I respect that, and I love that she cares about me that much, but the last thing she needs is to worry about me and what I'm doing, you know? I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions. If I want to get a faster bike, I'm going to get a faster bike. Mainly, the reasons that I wanted this bike is I wanted a sport bike, and it was more specifically just I wanted to see what this bike was all about. I knew eventually when I get older, I'm not married yet, but I am in a pretty serious relationship, and I know once you get married and you have kids, getting, you know, toys like this are just, it's a lot harder. You know, your focus goes more into your relationship and your kids than on yourself, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But I decided at the time that while I had the opportunity, I wanted to get my 1000 now while I still had the chance. So I told my dad the same thing, and he really didn't buy that. I mean, if you look at the bike itself, on the back seat over here, I don't know if you see that, it says 1000. Like, anybody that has any common sense is gonna know this is a GSXR 1000. But like I said, my mom doesn't know anything about motorcycles, so I told her it's a GSXR 100. She's like, okay. Although I could tell she wasn't really sold on it, you know, because the way it sounds, and she hears me when I leave the house and stuff, she's like, okay, that's definitely not a slow bike. So she wasn't too fond that I got this thing, but like I said, when I told her it was a GSXR 100, it was slow compared to other bikes, which, I mean, if you compare it to like the Ninja H2, I mean, it is pretty slow compared to an H2, so like, I'm not wrong. But basically, I told her that because I didn't want her to stress. So that is pretty much the story of how I bought a GSXR 100. It was just kind of, like I said, a little bit of a joke, and I thought it would be a nice story. I haven't been on this bike in a long time, and rather than doing one of my normal videos, I figured I'd hit you guys with a story and go back, take a little trip down memory lane. So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. No, I did not sell this bike for anybody that's curious. I just didn't really have much time to ride it. But that's going to change this spring, guys. And spring is almost here. So like I said, thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. You guys have a great day. Peace.